Cecilia was a devout Christian from a noble Roman family. Cecilia never ceased to pray to God that he protected her virginity. The girl was to be married to a young man named Valerian.
Lord, keep my soul and my body spotless, lest they be doomed. Oh dear, I have a secret to tell you, but it must not be disclosed. I have an angel that loves me and protects over my body. If he sees you touch me or love me physically, you will die immediately.
I cannot trust you unless I see this angel. If I find out you love another man, I will slay you both with this sword.
In order to see the angel, you must travel to the Appian Way, find Urban, and when you find him, tell him what I have told you, and you shall see the angel.
I was sent by Cecilia.
O Jesus Christ, take unto thee the fruit of that seed of chastity which thou hast sowed in Cecilia. Cecilia serves thee constantly without guile, like a busy bee. For the very husband whom she married, when he was fierce as a lion, she sent him here to thee, as meek as a lamb. One Lord, one faith, one single God, one Christendom, and one Father of all, above and over all everywhere. Do you believe this or not, yes or no?
I believe all this.
Guard these crowns well. As long as you are chaste and abstain from villainy, they will never wither. Now, Valerian, since you accepted good counsel so quickly, you will be granted one request.
I have a brother whom I love very much. I pray that he know the truth of God as I do.
This pleases God. You shall both attend his feast at martyrdom. Where does this sweet scent of roses and lilies come from? This scent would not strike me deeper if I were to hold the lilies in my hand. This sweet smell has changed me into a different person.
We have two crowns that shine brightly, but your eyes lack the power to see them. You smell the lilies because of my prayers, and you will see them if you recognize the only truth and have faith.
Am I dreaming?
Up to this point, yes, you have been, but now our dwelling is in truth.
How do you know this?
The angel of God has taught me the truth that you shall see if you become pure. In order to receive martyrdom, Saint Cecilia was given the gift of God and was turned from her marriage bed. She then witnessed a confession of faith by Valerian and Tiburtius, who were granted 2 crowns of sweet-scented flowers from the angel of God. The maiden had these men heavenly blissed. This proved the worth of chaste devotion to love.
Cecilia then showed Tiburtius that all idols are vain things and convinced him to give up all of his idols. I agree with this. Whoever doesn't do this is a beast.
I now take you as my ally since you now despise your idols. Now go with your brother and be baptized so that you can behold the face of the angel that your brother has told you about.
Where should I go and whom should I find?
You shall find Pope Urban.
You don't really mean that, do you, brother? He has been condemned to death so often, and we can't be seen with him. If men could spy him out, they would burn him in a fire. We can't be seen with him.
Some men might reasonably fear to lose a life if there were only one life and not another, but there is a better life that has been given to us, that God's Son has described. The Son and the Father created all things, and all that are created with reasonable intelligence that come before the Father have souls. Have no doubt about that.
Didn't you just say that there's only one God? How are we then supposed to witness 3?
A man has 3 faculties, memory, imagination, and reason, so why can't a divinity be 3 persons united?
You're right. Cecilia continued to explain the coming of the Christ, his sufferings, and how he brought remission to mankind, which was bound in sin. Tiburtius then accompanied Valerian to Pope Urban, who christened him and made him a knight of God. After this, every request that Tiburtius made to God was quickly granted. Jesus had been performing copious miracles for Cecilia, Valerian, and Tiburtius. However, the law officers of Rome sought them out and put them on trial before Almachius, the prefect. He sends them to execution since they were unwilling to sacrifice their religion. Maximus, the prefect's assistant, got permission from the executioners to take the prisoners to his house. Before night fell, Cecilia had converted the executioners and Maximus's family to the belief in one God. When night fell, Cecilia brought Pope Urban and had him christened.
Dear knights, you have fought a great battle. Your course is finished and your faith preserved. Accept the crown of life. The righteous judge whom you have served gives it to those who deserve it.
The officers led the Christians forth to perform the sacrifices, but when the time came, they refused to make the sacrifice. Valerian and Tiburtius had their heads cut off, and their souls went up to God. Did anyone see their souls rise to heaven with the angels?
No, Maximus.
Everyone was converted by Cecilia's wise teaching. Everyone kept repeating, "The Son of God is the true God. Who has a good servant to follow him, we declare with this one voice, though we die for it." Almachius heard of these things occurring and requested to speak to her.
What kind of woman are you?
A gentlewoman by birth.
I need to ask you about your religion and your faith.
Dumb question. To wish two answers for one question.
Why do you think you can talk to me like that?
It's found in my good faith.
Do you not take caution to my power?
Your power doesn't mean a thing. Every man's power is like a bladder full of wind. When it's blown up, its swelling may be deflated with the point of a needle.
You're in the wrong. Our noble princes passed an ordinance that punishes every Christian unless they renounce their faith.
You're assuming that we're guilty, but we aren't. You know we are innocent, but because we do reverence to Christ, you place blame on us. But we know that there is a virtue in the name Christian that we can't renounce.
You have two choices. Either make a sacrifice or renounce Christianity.
Ha ha, you ignorant swine. Why would I renounce innocence and become wicked? Look, this judge dissembles in public.
Do you know who I am? I have the power to choose who lives and who dies. Why do you speak this way to such a person?
I speak only truthfully, not proudly, for pride is a sin. If you are not afraid of truth, I shall show you that you've lied here. You said you choose who lives and who dies. But you can only take away life. If you claim more, you lie. Your power is helpless.
Put aside your ego and make a sacrifice. I can take whatever wrong you attribute to me, but I cannot endure what you say against the gods.
Since you have started speaking, you have done nothing but prove how ignorant of a man you are. You are completely oblivious to everything that is laid in front of your eyes.
She continued to ridicule him, and he grew very angry.
Burn her entirely in a bath of red flames.
They locked her in the bath for a day and a night, and she remained unharmed. She did not sweat a drop. No. They locked her in the bath for a day and a night, and she remained unharmed. She did not sweat a drop. Almachius was outraged and sent his emissary to slay her. He attempted to slice off her head 3 times, but could not sever her. He could not strike her a 4th time due to an ordinance back in those days, so he left her there, lying half dead. The Christian people rushed to stop her bleeding, and during the 3-day span of her lying there, she continued to teach the faith to those converted. She committed them to the care of Pope Urban, stating,
I ask God to give me 3 days to live to commend your souls until I depart and have a church made here in my name.
So Urban buried her body among the rest of the saints. The Church of St. Cecilia was named after her, and in the church men do fitting service to Christ and his saint.